What's your concern level over Konechny right now? I know we talked about you didn't like his shootout attempt a couple games ago, whenever that was. He has the one last night, hits both posts. Where do you see where he's at?
He's struggling. He kind of wears it on the sleeve, right? He's tied up in knots. I let off with him the other night when I don't know what he was doing on it. I let off with him last night, so I want him to score a goal. I think that'll solve a lot of problems with him. I think it's the right shot last night. It's just the way it's going for him as far as what happened. I thought it went in. Yeah, but I thought had some good minutes. I don't worry about him because I know eventually he's going to get out of it. I worry about athletes that when they don't try, and I'll never have to worry about that with him.
Is he overthinking things?
Oh God, yeah.
Is he maybe trying too hard? Because
Yes.
Some of the guys, yeah.
Yes, overthinking is an understatement because that's just how he is. I've spent 3 years coaching him, telling him to stop to think. Just stop thinking, excuse me, and because he's such a reactive player, and that's when he's at his best, is he just plays. And I'm going to keep him. I'll keep him with Casey and Tyson. I think they play pretty well off of one another. Biggest thing with that, when I make that change, is he tends to drift from offense and get into open ice, where Bobby they're connected. That's why they've been so successful. So that's what I watch with that change, is to make sure that they're connected, they're close. And I thought TK did a pretty good job of that last night.
That's probably an adjustment for Noah and Tyson then too.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think they play so well together. They force Bobby. I think they've helped Bobby to become the player that he's beginning to become, because it just forces him to play that way. If Bobby wants to touch the puck, he's got to get there. Tyson wins so many stick battles. Casey's the same way. But the way teams defend, they're still being outnumbered. And I think Bobby finally, realized that if I'm not over there, I won't touch the puck, because the other team will still have it. They might win the battle, but they'll be outnumbered. So that's what I'm looking for with TK. I just want him to stay close, and hopefully something good happens. But he's thinking. That's an understatement.
John, go ahead, Jackie.
With Emil, you said he struggled in his first game back at the NHL. Do you feel like he's settled down now a little bit?
He's playing okay. Yeah. The biggest thing with Emil is first decision, go with it. Very similar to Jamie. Different player than Jamie, but the mindset of him needs to be where I think Jamie's improved. Go with your first decision. He gets, I forget when it was in the game, carrying the puck, and he's looking for another option, and he gets stripped from behind, almost costs us. He can move a puck. I want him to move it. I don't want him to look for the other options, and I think that'll quicken his game up. I'm worried about his tempo of the game. I want him to play faster, and it's a player that hasn't had a lot of reps in the National Hockey League. I think that'll improve as he keeps on playing.
Do you think that tentativeness with the young, it's like maybe taking young players where they're almost worried about making a mistake because they only have so many chances?
I don't think he's worried about making mistakes. That's what I like about him, is I don't think he worries about that. I think if he makes a play A and it doesn't work, he's going to go back to play A again if it's there again, which I think is really good for a player. I want him to respect the league. When I say respect the league, there's certain. I want him to understand that there's a process for him to come into this league. Respect is a big part of it. You can't do some things sometimes. You got to wait your turn to try those certain plays, or think you can do that. I'm not going to get into specifics. I think he's going through a learning process of making mistakes and think he can do certain things that he can't right now. And that's respecting the league. I think young players especially with the athletes nowadays, I don't think they respect the National Hockey League. I think they've been brought up. They've been coddled. They've been told, yeah, and they just have that entourage around them that they think they're ready to do it right now. I think he has to go through a process of learning through some mistakes and find out what he can and cannot do. It's a little. It's hard for me. To me, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. You guys wrote that he arrived the last time he was here. I think Kevin wrote. Well, someone did out here. He had a couple of good games, and
I thought it was surprising when he got sent down.
Not a chance. No, and at least in my view, as the coach of the team, there was so many struggles going on that we were hurting him, and had some good games. But having 3, 4, 5 good games doesn't allow to think that you have arrived, and see, that's the fine line. This is a conversation that I think is one of the most interesting ones with athletes is arriving or not arriving. You don't arrive by just playing a couple of good weeks. You arrive playing a couple of good years, especially at that position. And that's what these young athletes don't understand, especially at that position.
John, how much has Lutzel intrigued you in the front office? It seems like when he comes up here, if he's in an offensive spot, he creates offense.
Yeah, last night was a good game for him. The thing I liked about the first, I think it was Bobby's first goal, he makes a play down in the corner. We turn it over, Pales turns it over. Lixie comes back, gets a good stick check, good defensive play, and then creates the offense off of that. He made some good plays last night. I think he's still been inconsistent, expected. As we're just talking about with Emil, it's expected. He's going to keep on playing. We're going to keep on evaluating.
Garnet Hathaway's out here in a non-contact jersey. Just seems like he's a guy that can flip momentum quickly for you guys. How much have you missed that?
We've missed him. You don't realize, Hath has been a, mostly third, fourth line guy for us. But in some of the things that have gone with team, people being moved out of here, puts even more of a little bit of a light there, how important he is to our team, just in the grind of it. And he's been such a good pro for some of the young guys to watch. Just what he brings to our team. We've missed him.
You talked a few weeks ago about 3-on-3 and struggles with 3-on-3. Did you feel like last night was a little bit better? Or was it too much?
We defended our ass off last night because we never had the puck. But like I told the coaches this morning, because we do all tape, we don't do it together. They do it on, I do it, and I came in because I watched the overtime first. And I went out to the coaches. I said, well, we certainly improved defending. That's all we did. But we were much better at it. And, I'd like to see it. I thought we had chances. Like when TK goes down the ice, he's on for a minute. And this is funny with players, right? He looks exhausted defending the play. But when there's a loose puck going the other way, I've never seen him skate so fast. But then what does he do? He doesn't hold on to it. He tries a Hail Mary. I don't know where he's doing with the puck, and we don't have it again. I guess that's the next step, because I am going to show the tape of us defending. I can't show it all because it'll take up all the minutes of attention span that we have with players. But we improved there. So hopefully we can get the puck back. There were a couple opportunities that I ran. It was happenstance. I thought we tried to get it. Casey poked one. We just couldn't. It just happened that their player was closer. But the good part of it is that we didn't get scored on, and it was one of the parts of the game I've talked to you guys about for the past few weeks that we're just getting scored on too easy.
It seemed like they were maintaining gaps on that. But would you prefer more of an aggressive?
No, and that's what I liked about it, Jackie, is when you're playing 3-on-3, man-on-man, with all that open ice, this is my guy. I can't be right on top of him because that's what the offensive players do. They'll end up picking you off. They'll just run crisscrosses, whatever you want, and you'll end up in traffic and you'll lose your guy. I liked what our gap was from them within the zone, as far as just giving some space, and you could see them know this is my guy, and they're crisscrossing. I'm going to just give a little gap, then I'll go back to my guy once it opens up again. I thought they did a really good job of that. Just too much.
We're going to be voting for awards in a little bit.
Oh, don't talk to me about awards.
Well, just
I won't answer it. So,
all right. Well, what I'm saying is, are people out there that have impressed you with your two-way play this year, your forwards or defensemen, whatever? Are there any candidates you have in your mind as far as
a two-way player?
Yeah.
Noah Cates stands out like a star. Yes. I'm not talking about awards, but I'll tell you, he is one of those guys.
That was 19 overtimes for you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever say, like, that's too much, or are you more happy that, hey, we're in games, we're taking it there?
No, in the process that they were in and where we are as an organization, that means we're competing, and we're staying there. I think it's a good thing. I'm not sure what our record is. I looked at it. I don't know what our record is, but we're in the games. Better than what was happening a few nights ago as we were going through a little bit of a spell here.